And now that we have finished eating breakfast and the dishes are all cleaned up, it's time to start on dinner. What? Why am I starting dinner so early? Well, today there's a special reason because we're making empanadas. The filling itself has to be done early, or it can be done the night before even. So since the filling should be done first and can rest a while, since I'm already downstairs and the kitchen's all ready to go, might as well just make those empanada fillings right now. Okay, what you're seeing here is everything that we're going to put into our wonderful empanada mixture. It's going to taste wonderful. The kids love it. My daughter is especially happy that I've added the vegetables. So that's where the cup of green peas and corn is coming from. A cup of each of those. Add spinach time. That's a new thing. I haven't added spinach before. But, if you're making your own, you could decide to use whatever ingredients you like. So we're going to do everything you see here first. The chicken's going to be chopped up and ready to go. Now you can make your own empanada dough, but I have found that these put in the freezer are really good. Buy in the freezer, put in the refrigerator the night before so that they thaw out, keep in the refrigerator so you're ready to use them. And they are very good, very tasty. Okay, we're going to start by chopping up a whole onion. Yes, one whole onion. Then we're going to slow cook it. It's a pretty good sized onion. Now, some of you might like to chop onions. Some of you might not like to chop onions. I'm going to show you the gadgets that I'm going to use to chop my onion. Why? Because I do not like chopping onions very much. Mainly because when you chop an onion, all those fumes in your eyes making you cry. So we are going to chop the onion in a very fast way. For about 20 bucks, I got this Fullstar vegetable chopper. Why? Because I thought it was going to be cool. So you slice the onion up using the fine dice insert here. Put in the onion slices. Notice I want to make sure the flat part is next to the spikes, and you gotta pound it. If you don't pound it, it's not going to actually chop the onion very well. So we take it. I'm still feeling the fumes, but oh my gosh, if I was cutting this onion by hand, I would be really tearing up. This Fullstar vegetable chopper, well worth for me the price of the cost. If you want to get one for your very own, you can help support my channel by getting one. Link is down below in the description. Buying one for my link will help support my channel. Now that I have put it through the chopper, finely chopped onion without the tears and a whole bunch of them. So let's get some revenge on the onion for making me cry up. We're going to go nice and slow, so I'm going to turn on the heat to a nice medium low. Caramelizes it really slowly, really well. 2 tablespoons of oil. So after about a minute or two, you check to see, look, that oil is moving really quickly down the pan. That means it's ready to slow cook your onions. We're going to dump them all in to get our revenge on those onions. Low and slow, low heat, slow cooking. You don't have to move them around as much. Let it just sit and cook. So we're going to cook them for about 20 minutes this way. So while you're cooking the onions, it's a good time to chop up the chicken and to get your garlic ready to go. Next, I'm going to get 4 cloves of garlic ready to help loosen the peel. I smashed them. That loosened the peel for me, so now I can quickly and easily take off the outer casing. From there, I'm just going to chop off the ends. Later, we're going to grate this, put it directly into the pan right before we add the spices. Now onto the chicken. The chicken, we want to chop up nice and small. Nice and small. This is pre-cooked chicken breast from Costco. It's really good for this kind of dish. 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. That's how much chicken you're going to need to fill up 24 empanada shells. Low and slow. About 10 minutes of cooking time here. A little bit of browning. Another 5 minutes gone by, you can see the browning on the onion. Just really good. That's where you want it to be. Nice and brown. It looks pretty good. Now it's about time to add in the fresh garlic and the spices. So let's get that fresh garlic. I like to use a nice little fine cheese grater for my fresh garlic right over and into the pan. This is for maximum garlic flavor. You can chop your garlic too. At the same time, we're going to kind of want to get our spices toasted a bit. So we're going to use a teaspoon paprika, about a teaspoon of ground cumin, and I'm going to add Kashmiri chili. It's a really spicy chili. You can really add cayenne pepper. Not very much of this though, because this stuff, Kashmiri version, is really, really spicy. So I'm going to mix all that in. So the spices get a little toasted, and we'll stir that around for about a minute. Now that the spices are nice and toasted, time to add the chicken and all the other ingredients. To the chicken, we're going to add one of our favorite chilies, the diced green chilies, Anaheim. These, you can use a hotter pepper if you like a spicier filling, but we're going with these chilies are just for flavor. If you've ever had these chilies, they're 100% flavor, no spice whatsoever. It's like a 0 on the Scoville scale. Add in the corn and the peas. These are frozen, as you can see. The juice of a lime. Now we're using half a bag of spinach. The spinach is going to wilt really easily in this heat. So even though it looks like a lot, it's not much at all. Let all this cook through. Now I'm going to turn up the heat. As it was cooking, we did add some salt and we added some pepper. Then I turned up the heat so we can start melting it as well. Okay, it seems like everything's kind of heating up, which is good. Spinach is wilted, which we wanted. Nice wilted spinach. Now I'm going to add about 3/4 a cup of water. Bring that up to a boiling, and I'm going to slowly let the water simmer away. So all those spices, you can see they're now in the water, are going to adhere to all the ingredients in the pot. As the juice starts getting lower, make sure to stir it up on occasion so no parts of it gets dried up. 20 minutes later or so, yeah, maybe I let it drain off a little too much, but you can see the moisture hasn't boiled away. Now we have a nice filling, seasoned well, ready for empanadas. So we're gonna let this thing rest. You can put it in the refrigerator if you want to do it overnight. We're gonna let it cool down, and then later we're gonna use this to fill up our empanadas. Once you're ready to wrap your empanadas, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now that we have successfully cooled off our empanada chicken filling, it's time to get the cheese part ready. I like to use big block cheese, or block cheese in general. One, because the cheese melts better, doesn't have the potato starch on to keep it separated. And two, it's cheaper if you just buy big blocks of cheese and grate it yourself. I could use a cheese grater like this one to grate it, but that takes a long time. So I've got this right here. It is the professional salad shredder, which grates cheese really well, really fast, and it's going to save my arms a lot of work. So the whole half a block of cheese is not going to fit inside, so we're going to cut it up and do it in multiple steps. I think if I cut this into half this way, cut it in half, and now, yes, that block of cheese fits beautifully inside. And we are ready to rock and roll. If you like how this thing works and you want one for yourself, I have a link in the description below to get your very own professional salad shredder, which grates cheese, and it also will chop up nuts as well as other vegetables. You notice not all the cheese actually comes out. That's okay. Most of it does. Let's do the other part. So you can see that there's a little bit of extra cheese that doesn't get grated. Sometimes I feel like more of it gets grated than this, but that's okay. You know, one thing, this can be your snack, or you could grate this part with the cheese grater instead, or just cut it up. But otherwise, it works great. See all that cheese grated in little time at all. Now that our fillings are all prepared, it's time to get our egg wash going. Why do we want an egg wash? is to brown up the empanada peels that we're going to use. So let's get the egg wash ready to make the empanada case nice and brown. So we've got our egg wash ready. Got our pan ready with a liner so they don't stick. And now we're going to take out, each package comes with 12, so we're going to make 24 of them. We're going to stick this pan in the oven first and work on the empanadas in the other pan. So what I like to do is I like to start with a little egg wash on the edge, because that's going to help it to stick when we fold it up. Okay, so after rearranging just a little bit, makes it easier because I'm going to right hand spoon in. That makes more sense. Get some nice filling there. You can see the peas and the corn and the spinach with the chicken. Gonna put in a nice healthy amount. Gonna top that off with a bit of cheese. Then we're going to fold it over. And nicely make sure they are sealed. Now I know how to do dumplings. And I have done dumpling folds on these empanadas, but it doesn't look as good as the pull and fold over method, which I'm going to try actually for the first time here. Just to pull and fold over, pull and fold, pull and fold. Ah, yes, see? Pull and fold. So you pinch, you pull, and you fold over. You make sure the empanada filling doesn't come out this way. Pinch, pull, fold over, pinch, pull, fold over, pinch it together, pull it out, fold it over, pinch together, pull it out, and fold it over. This is to ensure that the empanada does not leak, hopefully, in the oven. And with this filling that we have here, these don't leak. I have tried. Then we put it on the tray, then we'll take the egg wash, and we're going to spread it all over the empanada. And that's how you go ahead and wrap them all. You might have noticed these ones look more beautiful. That's because Happy Healthy Wife actually wrapped these, and I wrapped that one. So maybe someday I'll be as good as her on the wrapping, but for now this will be fine. Now we're going to stick it to the oven, set the timer for 20 minutes, check on it, and then if it's not golden brown like we like it, another 5 minutes or so. So 20 to 25 minutes at 350 degrees. With Happy Healthy's Wife help, it took us 8 minutes to do tray number 2 of 12, so that's a total of 24 with the filling we had, plus the cheese. You see there is quite a bit of leftover cheese, so that's 1 pound of cheese. Was a little too much, but that's quite all right. That we can save for something else. So we found we did not need to use egg on the edge of the wrappers to make them stick. Instead, we just stopped doing that part and just put the egg wash on the top so it's brown nicely. Now I'm going to put it next to the other ones already in the oven. Here they are, 20 minutes of cook time. You can see they're not brown yet. So I'm going to leave them in there for another 5, maybe up to 10 until they're nice and toasty brown. I'll show you that when they're done. So here they are after about 30 minutes of baking. Don't know why it took a little longer today than usual. But you can see they're nice and toasted, very toasty. Oh, they look very good. This is what we've been waiting for. Now all you gotta do is let them rest. So let's go ahead and dish them up. Oh yeah, they look beautiful. And I bet they're gonna taste divine. Still beautiful. And now the taste test.
Just grab it. We hope these are good. There's like a nice cheesy chicken flavor to this. The crust, kind of flaky, you can see. Overall, the crust is actually very chewy. The entire thing is just very chewy.
The crust is flaky, but it's a tiny bit tough at times. I don't mind it because I think it tastes good. The filling has good texture and good ingredients.
I'm gonna taste a little bit of corn, not too much.
I think it's well seasoned. I think it's very good. Good empanada.
I'll definitely eat again.